Closed captioning sponsored by Superior Toyota Hyundai and WVU Medicine Camden Clark. Live from our studios at One Television Plaza, this is WTAP News at 6.
Today is the day Team West Virginia and Team Ohio play each other in the battle against cystic fibrosis football game. Good evening and thank you for joining us for WTAP News at 6. I'm Phyllis Smith and I'm in a little bit of a different spot than the studio. I am live at Bill Hanlon Stadium in St. Mary's ahead of the BACF football game. It's going to be a great game and I'd like to tell you a little bit more about it. This organization has been working to help people living with cystic fibrosis and their families for 30 years. Our Chase Campbell talked to the football director of the program, Jody Moat, to tell us a little bit more about it.
The Battle Against Cystic Fibrosis Foundation started in 1993 with Chris and Jackie Hunt, a couple whose daughter has cystic fibrosis. Cystic fibrosis, or CF, is a progressive genetic disease that affects the lungs, pancreas, and other organs. The Hunts organized the first football game to raise awareness for cystic fibrosis. Since that first game, the game has become a nearly annual event and a staple of the community.
When you look at it from a year and how long it's been, that's amazing and an accomplishment, you know.
A board to manage the foundation was incorporated soon after the first game. The foundation works to support people with cystic fibrosis and their families. They also raise funds to support research into the condition to find a cure. BACF Committee President Julia Maloney says that so far the foundation has raised over $600,000.
So we just try to make the best we can for those who are battling cystic fibrosis or those who you know, have been involved with someone with cystic fibrosis and who unfortunately have passed away.
Jody Moat, the football coach for St. Mary's High School, is the director of the BACF's football game.
Once I took over, I wanted to make sure everything was played at St. Mary's just because I had access to everything.
Moat said the involvement of Pleasants County has added a lot to what the BACF is able to do outside of the game.
We have a pool party on Thursday night where we have a cystic fibrosis presentation where WVU Medicine comes and they present a lesson on cystic fibrosis.
Moat emphasized the awareness-raising value of the foundation's work for the community and for the people involved in the work itself.
There's going to be somebody affected with cystic fibrosis. It may be a child that they would have, you know, so these are things that you don't lose sight of and you don't forget.
Moat said that the work of the foundation and the way it unites people in support of a good cause represent the best parts of humanity.
I think just the generosity of mankind, you know, wanting to help each other out, helping people out, that makes it special, you know, because you know, you're doing it for the love of being able to help someone and not for a financial gain.
In St. Mary's, Chase Campbell, WTAP News.
Sticky, which blocks airways and leads to lung damage, traps germs, makes infections.
Jody Moat is the head football coach at St. Mary's, and he coached in the BACF football game back in 2006. Well, turning to the weather now, it is a hot and sunny one out here. Meteorologist Kirk Greenfield will join us now live to tell us a little bit more about the weather. Kirk?
Are getting ready to take the football field with that goal in mind.
You've got it right. It's a hot one. No way around that. When we take a look at the Jan Dills Marietta Skycam atop the Lafayette Hotel, we're at 89 degrees now. It feels like 86. The relative humidity is 27%, and the winds out of the north-northeast at about 7 miles per hour. The pressure 29.91 inches and falling. So conditions will be very similar as we go up the river to St. Mary's. When we take a look at our evening planner, by 8 o'clock we'll have cooled slightly to about 82, but it's still going to be very warm as we get into the evening. At midnight we'll be about 67 degrees and mostly clear. Now that's not the bottom, but it gives you an idea of how warm and toasty the evening will be. Thank goodness we're not terribly humid. We'll talk more about the forecast and the rest of the weekend when I return in just a few moments. Back to you.
And now the West Virginia roster is selected by the coaches. Representing
Thank you, Kirk. Local law enforcement say that now that kids are out of school, they have seen a slight increase in vandalism in the area. Vienna Police Chief Mike Pfeiffer said they have noticed a slight increase in vandalism at Jackson Park. They have cameras up around the park, and like other departments, they are increasing patrol in certain areas. Parents and guardians can help limit that vandalism, according to Chief Pfeiffer.
Austin Bartlett.
Just know what your kids are doing. You know, they're under your supervision, whether you're a parent, could be a grandparent, could be a babysitter, whatever. So just know what they're doing, know where they're at, know what to expect of them, know how to get a hold of them, have an open line of communication. Just generally know where they're supposed to be and when they're supposed to be there.
Alex Colt and Evan Helm, representing Bridgeport.
Chief Pfeiffer went on to say if you hear or see something to call 911. They say they depend on the community to be their eyes and ears so they really can use your help. A House bill passed which will add another magistrate to Wood County. House Bill 2910 is set up to allocate additional magistrates in West Virginia. Wood County will go from 4 to 5 magistrates. Wood County Magistrate Jody Perkey says this was done after a study done by the state Supreme Court showed an increase in caseloads in areas of the state.
Proud to have it for you on our 4-station 7 Rangers Radio Network. And then the kickoff continues after this on the 7 Rangers Radio Network, presented by
It accumulated where the amount of time and caseloads have increased in a lot of our counties, and counties were needing additional magistrates. We went from 159 magistrates to 170 for the entire state. There are several counties that will be getting additional magistrates, and we are lucky enough to have an additional magistrate here coming in 2024 that will be on the ballot for new elections.
Right, so remanufacturing of that.
Perkey said that this will benefit the court system by making things go faster, and it benefits Wood County because that county is on the state border. A Parkersburg man was arrested on a warrant for 70 charges. According to a statement from the Parkersburg Police Department, Robert Hickman from Parkersburg was arrested on a warrant for 72 counts of distribution and exhibition of material depicting minors engaged in sexually explicit conduct. Hickman was arrested following an investigation involving several different agencies. He was arraigned in the Wood County Magistrate Court. His bond was set at $250,000. He was unable to post bond, and he is currently in the North Central Regional Jail. Well, with the BACF game almost ready to kick off, some of the kids involved in the game are looking to make the most of the day. Officials late last evening at the pool event at the St. Mary's Aquatic Center talked to young people who will be a part of the BACF game today at 7 p.m. That includes the football players, the cheerleaders, and band members. This will be the last time many of them will get the chance to perform on the field. Marietta High School cheer coach Sarah Snow talked about how important it is for the cheer team to get one last hurrah.
And I think it's just a really great opportunity to get the kids involved in something bigger than themselves and bigger than just their sport and their school. Bringing them all together and kind of seeing them enjoy the sport of cheerleading together one last time.
Community and customer satisfaction always come first.
Some of the cheerleaders come from Marietta, Waterford, and Belpre. Earlier this week, we had a daybreak interview with the band and cheerleaders that will be performing at the BACF game tonight. And we have cheerleaders from both Ohio and West Virginia and band members, and this is what some of them had to say.
So it raises awareness of what the disease is, and then the importance of why this event occurs. And I think that our athletes get that education as well as the band members and cheerleaders.
Season didn't end the way Yonker and the Eagles would like for it to have ended. Yonker's still proud of what...
A local grocery store will be giving out free meals to veterans and their spouses this Saturday. For the 8th year in a row now, Shop and Save will be giving out pulled pork, potatoes, and drinks to veterans. For the general public, the meal will be $10, and all the proceeds will be donated to the Veteran Wall of Honor that the store has. Store manager Dwayne Adams believes with the community supporting the store as much as they do, it's only right they give back.
We promote seniors and we promote veterans. That's two things we plan to give back to the community. Every year we do that. And we think that those two organizations, the seniors, of course, are forgotten quite a bit, and the veterans are forgotten quite a bit. I mean, if it weren't for the veterans, we wouldn't be here today. And we feel that we can't give too much back to them because of what they've sacrificed.
That they host other events throughout the year to help veterans and the surrounding community. The Marietta Warwick College Board of Trustees has appointed an interim president, and that interim president is Dr. Margaret L. Drugovich, and she will serve as the interim president effective on July 1st. She previously served as the president of Hartwick College for 14 years. More information about the appointment is on our web channel, WTAP.com. The Valley. Still ahead, we are going to interview Julia Maloney with the BACF. She is the president of that organization, and we are going to hear from her about what the BACF does.
Another sunny and hot day in the Mid-Ohio Valley as we break 90 degrees. That's next.
You're watching WTAP News at 6 with Phyllis Smith, Kirk Greenfield with your pinpoint weather forecast, and Ryan Wilson with sports.
Welcome back. I'm here with Julia Maloney. She is the president of the BACF. And Julia, for people that may not know, what is the purpose of the game today?
The purpose of the battle against cystic fibrosis is to raise money to find a cure for cystic fibrosis. Cystic fibrosis is the leading killer of young adults and teens in the United States. And so all the money raised is donated to the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation to find a cure. So it goes to research for a cure for cystic fibrosis.
It's a great cause. Thank you, Julia. Now we are going to head to meteorologist Kirk Greenfield for another look at the forecast in the Weather Center. Kirk.
What a hot day we've got for a football game or wherever you're spending your Friday evening. Let's take a look at our radar satellite composite, and at this point we have bright sunshine, no clouds, and no radar echoes, nothing to give us any relief. So we're still cooking and getting a little bit warmer and warmer yet as we get into the evening hour. So right now, when we take a look at the Highmark West Virginia Skycam, we're at 89. Feels like 86. The relative humidity 27%. The winds out of the north-northeast at 7, and the pressure 29.91 inches and falling. When we take a look at our current temperatures, 91 in Columbus, 89 for Athens and Parkersburg, 87 in Charleston, and the breezes just generally from the northeast, maybe about 5 to 8 miles per hour. We're a good 3 to 4 degrees warmer than we were yesterday at this same time. No radar echoes, as I mentioned. As we zoom out, we can see the influence of high pressure bringing that northeast flow down through our area. Even the disturbance that has brought all the moisture to the Carolinas, that is beginning to depart. So that'll allow a cold front to eventually dip down. A very weak one will dip down and change our game plan as we go through the weekend. But for the most part, a little bit of cloud cover on Saturday, some scattered showers. Again, they'll blossom maybe 7, 8 o'clock, generally just to the south of the Mid-Ohio Valley, but we can't guarantee that you'll be completely dry. Sunday, there's a little bit of cloud cover as we start. So today was a good pool day. It looks like tomorrow's going to be a 90-degree pool day, mostly sunny, pretty impressive. The humidity forecast says it will be nosing just into the muggy category as we get into Saturday evening, again with some of those showers coming through the area, but then we'll improve. Conditions for the football game, just as you would expect, about 89 degrees, hot sunshine, and again, by halftime, we've only cooled to about 86, so be there at 7 o'clock for the beginning of our coverage. The forecast for tonight, 59 for the overnight low, mild conditions overnight with virtually a full moon, 90 for tomorrow, another hot day. And the extended forecast says we'll drop out of the 90s with that weak cold front coming Sunday. It looks like we will drop into the 70s as we get into the next work week for a much better week to kick off June. That's the current situation. Tonight's winner for the Sketch the Outdoors contest, sponsored by People's Bank, is The Die Cow by Abigail Still, age 12, of Lowell. If you'd like to enter the daily contest, submit your digital copy of your child's outdoor artwork on our WTAP webpage. Look for the entry Sketch the Outdoors and follow all directions to upload and enter. A new winner is drawn each weekday and presented at both 6 and 11 p.m. newscasts. Phyllis?
They're really cool to talk to, and you don't really expect that after they're on the uniform.
Thank you, Kirk. And coming up next, we have our This Is Home feature where you will meet Jaden George. She is a 7-year-old girl that is battling cystic fibrosis. That story is coming up next at 6.
What's that mean to you? Again, this is an all-star game.
Welcome back. We are just ahead of the Battle Against Cystic Fibrosis football game, and it's important to remember who this is going to benefit, and one of those people is a 7-year-old girl that is battling the disease. Our Mitchell Blayhut sat down to talk to her for our This Is Home feature.
This is Home, sponsored by Levitt Funeral Services and Crematory and A1 Heating and Cooling.
Jaden George was diagnosed with cystic fibrosis, a disease affecting mucous cells, when she was 2 weeks old. Jaden says this disease makes it difficult for her to do many necessary abilities.
It's really hard to go through cystic fibrosis because it means you can't breathe that good, you can't eat food that well.
Jaden takes up to 8 pills each day, along with breathing and airway clearance treatments. Jaden says the work put into getting her this care means the world to her.
All the care that goes into getting all my medication makes my heart filled with joy.
Jaden says she is especially thankful for the BACF game. She says it makes her feel as if she has more support around her.
It just makes me really happy that I get to actually attend the game, because before I knew that the games were a thing, it was scary my first couple of years having CF. But now that I know that people actually support me, it makes me feel not that much scared anymore.
Jaden says she wishes the best for other people who are battling cystic fibrosis. In St. Mary's, this is Mitchell Blayhut, WTAP News. This is Home.
What's been your favorite part of the experience so far? Meeting new people for sure.
Speaking of the BACF game, Ryan Wilson is going to join us live next with a preview about Team Ohio.
Thank you so much. Congratulations on being an All-Star. Enjoy the game.
Good evening, everyone. We are still back here at Bill Hanlon Stadium in St. Mary's ahead of the 2023 Battles Against Cystic Fibrosis All-Star football game. It'll be between Team West Virginia and Team Ohio for the 28th time. And it's not often we get to see football right in the heart of the summertime, but we have an exciting night of action here on the gridiron. One game for state bragging rights and playing for a great cause is what it is all about tonight. Mid-Ohio Valley representatives from Team Ohio and Team West Virginia will be doing battle. We're going to see some high levels of athleticism here tonight. Now, these players and coaches playing for a great cause. The Battles Against Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, all proceeds go towards that fight. We saw it with the basketball games back in April, both the girls and basketball games. So these players and coaches know what is at stake tonight. And tonight's game, as we've mentioned, pits the best of the best from the local areas of Ohio and West Virginia, as the Buckeyes and Mountaineers are going to do battle here on the gridiron tonight. Last year, Team Ohio taking victory 27-6. It was their 4th win in a row in this series. The Team West Virginia now leads the series 15-12. And this year's teams are an exciting matchup with some of the best that the states have to offer. We've been talking about WTAP will be broadcasting the game live, starting with a pregame show right after this around 6:30 p.m. And then Jim Wharton and Mike Hayden will be on the call starting tonight on MeTV at 7 p.m. Now here's more from Team West Virginia coach Bobby Burnside and Team Ohio coach Mike Flannery on tonight's game.
You know, this is my second time. I got to coach this game in 2013, and I learned a lot. I mean, it really increased my awareness about cystic fibrosis. So getting this opportunity again in 2023, I mean, it's an honor. I mean, it's more than an all-star game. All of the proceeds go towards cystic fibrosis research, and obviously that means a lot to those individuals and their families.
Well, I'm honored to have this third opportunity. You know, years ago when I was at Peyton City, got to coach the West Virginia side, and about 5 or 6 years ago, we coached this game from the high side. So it's only nothing but greatness when you're playing for a cause like the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, and the people behind the scene go unnoticed. You know, the guys back like Randy Shepard and Julie in the front office and Jody Moat, those people go unrecognized, and they do such a tremendous job doing this game.
Well, tonight's sports poll question then asks you, what do you think the outcome of this game will be? Will it be a blowout on the Team West Virginia side, or a close game, or a Team Ohio blowout, or a close game? Vote in the sports section of WTAP.com. Well, it's going to be a hot one tonight here at Bill Hanlon Stadium, but that's all we have right now from St. Mary's. When we come back from the break, Kirk will have one last look at the weather.
And what you got.
You can download the free Pinpoint Weather app from WTAP and get all the weather information downloaded directly to your phone tonight. Well, as we take a look at the evening forecast, it certainly looks like we're going to be a toasty 84 at 8 o'clock with mostly sunny skies and then cool to about 67 by midnight. However, more importantly, the BACF game kicks off at 7 o'clock under sunny and hot skies and about 89 degrees. So tune over to MeTV now for the pregame show with Alexa Griffey and Phyllis Smith and game commentary by Jim Warden and Mike Hayden starting at 7 o'clock. That's all the time we have for tonight. Thank you for joining us, and we'll be back tonight at 11.